But let's talk about, I have a question for you, Cuomo.
Please, sir.
So Biden earlier this month was down in Arizona promoting some kind of green thing. And a reporter said, why don't you go to the border? You're only a 20-minute helicopter ride away. And Biden goes, well, this is more important. Why do you think that President Biden doesn't care about the border?
I don't think he doesn't care. I think it's a losing political proposition for him because of the left flank of his party. I'm in no hurry to see any president go down to the border. I don't think it's safe enough for them to be there, frankly. I would be in no rush to have anybody near the top of our command structure in a place that's so wantonly violent on a regular basis. But they are teasing.
And so you think he cares about the border and wants to solve the problem?
Well, here will be the answer. Hold on, Bill. Here's the
yesterday
answer. We're going to know by December 27th, and here's why. They asked in court for this weird stay. They don't want to use Title 42 anymore, but then they go to the Supreme Court and say, wait, but don't give us what we want yet. Wait until the 27th. Now, I'm told that's because they have a border protection bill that they say will be just as effective as the expulsion bill.
I'm sure it's going to be great.
But that'll be the answer to your question. That'll be the answer.
It's going to be excellent.
But that'll be the answer to your question.
He doesn't care about the border. He doesn't care about the border. Yesterday, Corinne, the White House spokesperson, was asked, what's the update on Vice President Harris and her quest to find the root cause of migration? And Ms. Jean-Pierre said, we don't know. I mean, that's it. We don't know. Come on.
At least she was honest.
He doesn't care. Now.
Usually they just lie to you.
I know about this. I'm going to tell you something.
Go ahead.
I'm going to tell you something. I'm not going to attack her, but it's ridiculous.
Go ahead.
I'm going to tell you something that you don't know and that the NewsNation audience doesn't know. In the last year of Trump's administration, there were about 725 encounters between migrants and Border Patrol. 725,000. Now it's going to be about 3 million this year. What happened? Well, the Remain in Mexico policy, as everybody heard. But what people don't know is that Trump was able to get Obrador, the president of Mexico, to put his army on our border and the border between Mexico and Guatemala. And he was able to do that because he told Obrador that if Obrador didn't put the army on, stop this, that he was going to designate the drug cartels as terror groups. And if he does that, any president, we can attack them with drones and special forces. Obrador panicked and said, please don't do that. We'll talk about the army. And presto, the Mexican army appeared. That's what stopped it, Cuomo.
That's not my understanding of how that policy came to be.
Okay,
by the way.
That's what happened.
Here's what did happen.
100%.
The military was there. I think McAleenan.
It wasn't there.
Hold on a second. You're right. They put the military there. I'm agreeing with you.
Yes.
McAleenan, who was the secretary at the time, was instrumental in putting that deal together with the head of CBP. And they did it in a way that made sense for the Mexican authorities to do it. I don't know about this terror group thing, but I do know this. It would have never passed constitutional muster. Drug gangs are not terror groups.
Of course it would. Under the Patriot Act, and you got to read Killing the Killers, under the Patriot Act, if a president designates groups as terror groups, we can attack them anywhere, anyhow.
But it has to maintain. Look, I have no problem going after drug gangs. Okay, we need to do it a lot more. Got to go back to that war.
What I told you is absolutely true.
To be a terror group, you have to have an articulated political designation to your violence. The law is very clear on it.
They did.
But look, having the military there was good. Stay in Mexico is better. Having asylum start in home country, unless demonstrably in extremis, is best. I think that's all great. I just never thought we were a wall away from safety. That was my criticism. But give McAleenan his credit.
Forget about the wall. Forget about the wall. Trump was able to stop this chaotic, unregulated migration by making a deal with Obrador. That's what happened, okay? And whether you want to believe it or not, it doesn't matter to me.
I don't think he made the deal, but it doesn't matter. The policy was in place.
Day one, listen to me.
I'm listening.
Day one, Biden comes in, okay, and basically says to Obrador, don't worry about it. What Trump said isn't ever going to happen under my administration. And boom, the floodgates open. Obrador pulls the army out on both the southern and northern border. That is what happened.
Hey, thank you for watching. Please go to newsnationnow.com, newsnationnow.com, and you can find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button down below. Then you will get more of NewsNation's fact-driven coverage.